Hello, Rule Mithril here once again, getting back to Castlevania Circle of the Moon. And yeah, when it rains it pours. We have yet another scam company we're having to deal with. It's getting really old. At the very least, we do have a new card we can play around with. Uranus, former god of the heavens, has the potential of summoning. And yes, I'm aware I pronounce it kinda strangely, but it's the only way I can think of to pronounce it that doesn't sound rude in one way or another. We had this discussion back during Mega Man 5 for Game Boy. So anyway, the card combos for this one, they're a bit on the guide dang it side. There's nothing really telling you what you need to do until you've already done it, so yeah. Before we get too far into this, epilepsy warning, big time. These card combos cause screen-wide flashing of various colors, and it can be a bit on the obnoxious side for some of them, so if you think you might be affected by this, feel free to look away, and I will verbally say once the demos are over. Totally understandable. So we have Uranus and Salamander selected right now and activated, but nothing happens. To actually use the power, you kinda have to do a fighting game input. It's a simplified half-circle forward. It's just down, forward, up, attack. And since you end with up and attack, half the time you just accidentally throw your sub-weapon, so that's a bit of a thing. But let's give it a shot. And so we've summoned the Salamander. And that's what these card combos largely are. They're just screen-wide attacks of the various elements, and for a flashy effect, they summon the creature from the attribute card. So next up, Serpent. Next, Mandragora, and this is probably the most obnoxious one as far as the flashing color. Seriously, they could have used a more subtle green than that, I think. Next, Golem. I love how he just peeks up from the bottom of the screen like, hey guys, what's up? Next, Cockatrice. Now Manticore. Griffin. And finally Thunderbird. And we're gonna need to recharge for this one. And since I actually did forget to properly say it in the video, good job me, the demos are officially over. So these particular combos, visually, I really like them just because I think mythical creatures are awesome. No bias at all. The thing is, I'm not really sure how practical they are to use in the midst of battle, trying to get that fighting game input going. They could potentially be good, though. I'm just not really sure of a good practical application of them, but still, they're awesome and flashy. I like them. But for now, let's move on. So for now, we need to get back out of the machine tower. We're done in here for the moment. And given the last exploration tool we got, you probably know what's coming for a lot of today's work. Yes, it's time for more crate pushing. That is a stubborn fireball. And that was just rude. You keep your arrows to yourself. Thankfully, it doesn't take very long to get back out of here. So I have been told that zombie thieves, in addition to the prison garb, they actually drop a good equip item for luck. But I haven't had any luck getting them to drop it. But we can sure have more wristbands. The thing is, for demos, I feel okay about occasionally grinding for cards, but I don't really feel as enthusiastic about grinding for equipment, if that makes sense. Which, in all honesty, it probably doesn't. But that's just the way I am, apparently. Just shoulder charge our way to victory here. Such is the danger about the sliding and shoulder charge attacks. They're very picky as to whether or not you're going to take damage from them. Here it doesn't really matter, because, I mean, what's one hit point? But welcome to the underground warehouse. Just from the name alone, you know we're going to be pushing boxes. So let's go over here first. So you still have a card I need. Care to cooperate? Apparently not. But magic up. Just sit there and dance in place, okay. The hippogriffs are fairly persistent. But yes, I hope you're ready for a whole lot of this. And we have the King Moth, which still makes me a little bit sad. I was hoping I'd have an excuse to use the phrase Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth for a video title, but alas. So, blocks cannot be pushed if there's one on top of them, but also they are subject to gravity. So sometimes you have to be a little bit creative in how you get through. Hard X, nice. But yeah, I kept kind of hoping that maybe I'd forgotten about like some sort of giant moth boss. Which honestly I kind of wonder if there was such a thing ever in the Castlevania series. It seems like something that they'd have, but I don't know if they ever actually did. That would be a perfectly ultimate great moth. These ones, I can't vouch for them being perfect, ultimate, or great. But here we have Poltergeist. If you leave them alive long enough, they start flinging parts of themselves at you. The key thing you need to take out is the table. This is also one of those areas where I constantly feel like I'm forgetting a secret passage somewhere, but I don't think I am yet. So save room in here. Quick refill, because why not? And if you're just gonna throw furniture at me, I'm just gonna go refill again. Yeah, the Poltergeist is not to be underestimated. It definitely has some range on it. More moths. Also one of those rooms that I just want to make sure is fully marked on the map. That should be it. Yeah, there we go. So here we have a bit of a puzzle. We need to slide through there. So we have to get boxes piled up in just the right order. First we need to move this one. This lets us get rid of this, so that we can move this block. And now we get the last one. then there's this room. I am not a big fan of this room for a very specific and stupid reason. You'll see what it is soon enough. So, there's a hearts up here, with no real easy way to get into where it is. Just go ahead and get you out of the way. In fact, that's what a lot of this room is going to be, is getting enemies out of the way. Fortunately, we can take out thunder armors pretty easily now. It's still 5 hits, but it's a lot easier than what it used to be. Watch it actually have been 5 hits easily earlier on, and I just forgot that fact. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. The true secret of my success, I have no idea what I'm doing most of the time. I don't really want that. But, yeah. This is why I hate this room. We have to bring this block all the way down to the bottom. Crate pushing, Joel. Crate pushing. You could probably obviate this with the last of the movement tools, maybe? But it would require coming back here again, which, actually due to a later thing, we are going to have to anyway. So it all kind of comes out in the wash. But it's the fact that I think this was what they intended you to do. And that for some reason they decided you really needed to push this thing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, repeatedly. We're almost there. The most tediously well-earned Hearts Max in history. Yeah, that's a bit of a thing. So again, a bit of a puzzle. We need to get through here. I don't want the knife. We need to start by getting rid of that, but if we push this block down, we don't have the height to get up here. I thought you were done firing arrows. I was wrong. I was terribly wrong. So, now we need to move this block. But if we'd left this here, then these blocks would both be stuck. So, yeah. It pays to know the order of operations around here. Here we have a holy armor. And holy power is apparently laser beams from your sword. So that's what Link's been doing this whole time. They are also extremely durable. It is worth noting that they do have a card, but it's one we already have. They can drop the Serpent card. Also, as you just saw, they can aim their beams as well. So, secret passage here. And hearts up. These particular blocks, you don't want to move them all the way out. They're going to be stepping stones for us. Another word of warning about the holy armors, they do a lot of damage. both with their beams and contact damage. I don't really want to deal with you if I don't have to. But since we pushed these out a little bit, we can use them as stepping stones, like I said. There are other ways to do this, but this, I think, is the intended solution. And thus we can get up here and magic up. So I don't think we can get any higher up this particular shaft. And we're gonna constantly have that flying around us. But just to check. Yeah, we're gonna have to come back here later. There's also another hidden passage here. I don't know what it is about this one, but it feels kind of weirdly placed to me. It doesn't feel like there should be room for it. But apparently there is. And it contains bears. And a knife that I still do not want. And hearts up. So now let's go through here. And more bears. Lots and lots of bears. And a level up. I'm happy for that. I was a bit worried about the approaching bear. That's a good phrase that sounds like a lead-up to a very thrilling story. I was worried about the approaching bear. So this room does at least have some things that we can get out of it. A little careful planning there. Hearts up. And leaving. I didn't really mean to shoulder charge right into a holy armor. That's a very bad idea. So we have something else we need to get out of the way here, and I think I just did it wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna need to reset. We need to get rid of this first. Like so. Now we can do the rest of this. And up we go. I'm not really sure what's with this room. It's just kinda here. And holy armor's everywhere. You guys hurt a lot. I'm resetting your positions just because. A very nicely placed HP up. I'm happy for that. The thing is, there's not really anything else that we can do here. There is another goodie up here, but we're not quite gonna make it. I tried going up there by freezing a holy armor all the way over there in practice. It didn't quite work. I didn't quite have the reach I needed. So it's either something that's just very pixel perfect, or indeed, you just can't really do it that way. I'd be willing to believe either. Just put it this way, I wasn't able to do it. Didn't quite get myself in position as I wanted there. I don't really want to overuse my sub-weapons right now, because we are getting close to a boss that I'm going to want this thing against. Let's just move on. So yes, this room lags like crazy. Just go ahead and make sure I get in that corner. Okay. So we can go ahead and move this down here, push it over to the side, bring this over, and now just get rid of all this. At this rate, we're gonna have Nathan Graves punching boulders in no time. Don't think there's anything up here other than the way back, yeah. There is a hidden passage here, though. And another hippogriff. Alright. Save room over here. We are kind of going long, but again, I feel like going ahead and doing a bit of a longer video. So, we're going to go ahead and confront the boss of this area. Okay. So, don't need luck. Let's try something a little bit different. Let's go with a rose sword. And we'll go ahead and equip the cursed rings. So, it's time to fight death. Here's your pretty standard death fight, and this is actually working pretty well at getting rid of all the scythes, too. So yes, he just flies around using strange little attacks and doing his usual thing of throwing scythes all over the place. But of course, you kind of have to realize this isn't all he's gonna do. He also does a lot of contact damage. I haven't actually tried fighting him this way. So hey, this is something new. Keeps managing to get me with that. But now, it's time for Phase 2. And Death's extra form here is just really silly looking. Some sort of scythe, mantis, turtle, tank, slug thing? He can affect gravity, which makes it harder to get over him, but he only does it for a while, just when he has that magic circle up. He can also slam the ground and hurt you that way. The boomerang is a great weapon here. For something so big, he turns on a dime. But yeah, if you see him lift up like that, be ready to jump. And there we go. Double level up. And away you go. Right into the nice convenient black hole. So, yeah, that happened. And as a reward we get cleansing. Cleanse specific bodies of water, so that they are safe to traverse. However, there is something else. Yeah, they try and hide that. And we have the Golem, which oddly does not actually carry the Golem card. Not actually sure if it carries anything of real interest, but just in case. Ought to go ahead and get the equip back where it should be anyway. Go ahead and max out our HP again. Because yes. So yeah, when you do enough damage to the Golem, it falls apart. At this point, I don't know if it can even turn around, or if it's just that sad. I feel bad for the Golem. But with that, that's pretty much where we're gonna call it for now. So let's just get back to the save room. There's that range I was talking about. But with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series so far, and I shall see you again next time. Until then, fare thee well.